Okay, so the thing is that when you're a very creative person, you can go from being very neat, very clean, put together, that kind of thing, and then suddenly out of nowhere, when the idea hits you, it's like BAM! Kind of like that kind of thing, and then suddenly everything that was so neatly organized starts to kind of look like my wall behind me. You know, you start to become and make everything into your easel of creation. It doesn't matter if it's your wall, if it's your face, if it's your clothes, it doesn't matter what it is. That's one of the things that makes you stand out as a creative person. I don't care if it's your office desk and it's just exploded with like post-it notes everywhere. Yeah, that's the mind of a creative genius at work. And I'm sticking to that's the reason why my room looks the way that it does. Sticking to it. Okay, so I don't know about you, but my issue with being a creative person as number 2 is that suddenly I have the urge to write and draw on everything. I had this very serious issue. My mom bought me a desk when I was a kid, and I thought what I was doing was artwork, because to be fair, my uncle's an artist, and they kind of like drew and painted this whole thing on my wall, so I thought, awesome! I can totally just write and draw on everything, and I just kind of haven't lost the habit. But whatever, you know, I've gone from my jeans, I've gone to clothes, to books, anything that I can personalize, just go, it's mine. Okay, so the other thing that's a big issue is the fact that people who tend to think with the other side of the brain, not that they're less creative, it's just the fact that when you're more creative, you tend to think a certain way, and the logical thinkers, they tend to look at the rest of us like, oh, freaking weirdo. I don't know what it is. They can't seem to process or understand how we get thinking done. I mean, you could ask us to do something as simple as, I don't know, making some pancakes, and I guarantee you the creative person will figure out how to give you a pancake that's like in the shape of a bunny that has sitting there holding a little heart just to say I love you. Logical person, circle pancakes. Creative person, we're gonna create something brand new. Yeah, that's just, you guys just don't get us. And you look at us and go, don't you think that's a bit much? And we're like, are you kidding me? That is art. But you know, y'all don't get that. The other issue with being a creative mind, being an artist, is the fact that you constantly go through these ups, these downs, these ups, these downs, because your artwork is not quite right. You need to make sure it's perfect. Like this wall, I love this wall, but to me this wall needs to be better. It can be improved. I can't help it. It's just who we are. We have to constantly improve because we're secretly perfectionists. That's really what the problem is. It's seriously just that fact that it has to be perfect. You could look at it and go, wow, you did a great painting of Mona Lisa. That's beautiful. I guarantee you, in the back, we're ripping up the easels. We're going freaking crazy in the background just because we're thinking, yeah, it could be better. It could be much better, because in our mind, somehow, it's this glorious, mysterious, mystical thing that we have not yet conveyed from the universe to put down on paper to bestow upon you all. Okay, so the thing about it is that when you have that artistic mind, you literally become the true definition of a phoenix. You literally die, you're reborn. You die, you're reborn. I mean, 1 second you're sitting here like, I don't understand. I need this. And okay, everything's great. I can see it. It's all clear. It's all perfect. It's perfect. I can totally see it. And then people wonder why artists are insane. The other thing that a lot of artistic people can relate to is the fact that you start one project and then you start to trickle into multiple projects, because you know, you start like writing one poem, you're like, wow, that was kind of like that poem. I could improve on it. Let me write it again, but differently. And then you get halfway through that poem and you're like, I could write another one. It's the same thing if you're painting, if you're drawing, if you're writing a comic book. It does not matter what you were doing. If you were acting, especially if you're acting, because you feel like, I don't feel like there was enough love when I said I need to be more passionate, you know, and you can't help yourself and you start to do multiple things all at once, but you don't complete one. It's mind-boggling, but you can't help it because you start to pick up pottery and you're like, I'm going to create this. Oh no. Are those gemstones? I can make something with that? Let me go over there. You can't help yourself. That's just part of how it is, of being, you know, an artistic nut job. That's really what we are. I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat it. Okay, so the other issue that you come across as an artist is the fact that you're not always getting paid for what you do. So you struggle with basic ideas of like, do I spend this? Or do I get myself a MetroCard? And you start thinking, I could walk it. I could walk from one borough to the other. How long will this take me? And how much water am I going to need? But I really need that latte. You know, you kind of just struggle. You have these FWP moments, and you know, being an artist does not help it at all. Besides, it's smarter to get the MetroCard. You get the unlimited if you don't lose it. The other thing that tends to happen when you're this creative person is the fact that you can't have everyday conversations. Not even the slightest, because your brain is constantly working. It is running like a... You get the image. Just the point is, this is pretty much what it looks like. Okay, so the thing is that when we broke up, I didn't even see it coming. I mean, he posted it up on, you know, Bookface, and I was just kind of like, I didn't even know about this. And I kind of just, I don't understand why he would even do these kind of things. You know what I mean? Like, I profess my love for him on Bookface, and he just dumps me on it. I mean, like, in front of everyone. Are you listening? Oh my God. That sounds terrible. I mean, if you really think about it, it's kind of like in a twisted version, online version of Romeo and Juliet, except the families are not at war. This would make a great book. I mean, yeah, I mean, I gotta write this down. A book? My pain? You're not even listening to me. I'm going through heartache. Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you. I mean, completely. Feed, because that pain, that is art. That is true art. Give me a second. I gotta get my notebook. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Okay, so the other issue with dealing with some creative people that I personally have is when people feel the need to correct your art. Like you didn't know what you were doing, like you didn't know how you were expressing yourself. Y'all know who you are. So basically what ended up happening is it'll start kind of like this. Okay, so I kind of have this idea for these YouTube shows. I kind of want to be, you know, expressive, kind of just share what I'm thinking. You know, and I thought maybe one of the things I should do, I could possibly discuss, I need to have a background, like at least a decent background, nothing boring, something that expresses me, but not too much at the same time. I mean, what do you think? Because I wanted to kind of represent the comic book company that I love and my talent agency with things that I think, you know, because I'm really sarcastic. And I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I get it, but it's not neat. There's not enough color here. You know what? If you give me like 10 minutes, I can fix this for you. It'll look great. I'm sorry, what now? Well, if you just give me a few minutes, I can fix this. That's all I'm saying. Huh. See, that's the person you want to... Just because they're insulting your work, you're kind of like... This is me. Are you trying to say something about me? Okay, so one of the issues that I have with sometimes discussing art with another creative person is because they feel that their creative brain is more in tune with the artist that they are looking at. And that can be a little bit mind-boggling because, let's use this for example. My limit backdrop. Alright, so someone will take a look at, I don't know, this here? That's me, by the way. So, they'll look at it and go, she's standing strong, she is fierce. This means she's extremely angry. Meanwhile, the drawing is me, so I'm like, that's how I stand when I'm actually in thinking mode. I can't quite help it. I'll just... back to the same face. So, but the point is, someone else will tell me, like, no, can't you see it in how their stance is? Or if they're reading a book and they're suddenly like, so why do you think the writer said that the curtains were blue? As if somehow it makes it a more intelligent conversation, like, I got the answer. It's his favorite color. Stupid! No! That is not his favorite color. The blue represents the tranquility, that calmness, like the sea that he was feeling at that moment, that freedom, like an eagle. What? I read it, I actually met the dude. He said that was his favorite color. He just picked blue because he liked, never mind. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and having a little bit more fun. I just wanted to express what I personally thought were the frustrations of dealing with being an artistic person, you know, where I'm starting random conversations in my head or creating masterpieces from what someone else said. I mean, I'm not trying to eavesdrop or anything, but if you say something really interesting, I'm going to be like, oh, I can use that. We can't help ourselves. Oh, I almost forgot one more thing. Perfect. Make sure you subscribe. We got more stuff coming out, and I hope you enjoy. And to creative people, yeah, comment below, please, 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 please. If I left anything out, feel free to let me know. Bye. Okay, guys, so I really hope you actually liked this episode. I just want to admire my wall for a minute. Over here is Vision. That's the comic book I'm going to be starring in. That's where this comes in. This is Bleed 2039, by the way. You like how I did that? So we also have little quote stuff that I like. You know, like, you must listen to your heart and follow it, or it will find a million ways to remind you that there is something missing. Yeah, I had it memorized. Yeah. This is about Dean Winchester. Who doesn't love Dean? My love, my love. We're married. Just Castiel doesn't know about it yet.